Well, Chelsea's law is another step closer to reality after going over a big hurdle with some substantial changes. The bill just cleared the Senate Public Safety Committee, and the bill's author, Assemblyman Nathan Fletcher, joins us this morning. And, hey, this was a big one.
Oh, it really was. It was a big day. Yesterday was a really big day for California's kids.
And so tell me what this has passed, but with some pretty big changes.
Yeah, so we kind of took the existing Chelsea's law, which really focused on sentencing. We have the life term, the one-strike life without parole option. We have major parole reform. We had the Parks piece. And we added to it. We made it a more comprehensive bill, and so now we're going to be replacing the static 99 risk assessment tool, which was clearly broken, with a dynamic risk assessment tool, because we really have to be able to prioritize which offenders are most likely to reoffend. And a part of that system will be polygraphing of sex offenders, matching the treatment to the intensity and likelihood to reoffend. And then we added other things. We added more information for parents on Megan's Law registrants. We fixed the mentally disordered program, and it's truly become kind of a comprehensive public safety measure.
And you've really been working with the Senate Public Safety Committee chair all along, kind of knowing that there was going to be some changes.
Well, you know, the history of these measures throughout California, they've never passed. You've never seen these comprehensive penalty increases and reform pieces passed, and we had a lot of work to do with Senator Leno, and there were legitimate concerns about the cost and the prison overcrowding. And we said from the beginning we have to prioritize on the worst offenders, the ones we're afraid of, not the ones we're mad at. And so we reached a compromise on a change to petty theft to make that a misdemeanor, which offset the cost of Chelsea's law. So now this bill, in addition to being a comprehensive public safety measure, is revenue neutral and should have no impact on prison population or the budget.
In the original bill, what was the biggest obstacle that might have been holding it back?
Well, for some, there's kind of a philosophical difference. I mean, we think someone that violently sexually goes after a young child is someone you can't rehabilitate, and you have to keep them locked up for life. And those are differences you can't resolve. But at the end, what it came down to is what's a balanced approach? Okay, we're going to increase incarceration on this side, but we have to do something about those that get out. How do we better identify and better prioritize and better treat them? And then how do we offset the cost concerns? And so those second two pieces are the ones we were able to address and work through, and the first piece stayed in there.
And how much will it cost? Because there is still a cost involved, and obviously it's for a good reason, helping children.
Right. Well, we actually think with the changes we took, with taking petty theft from a wobbler, where it could be a felony or a misdemeanor, down to a misdemeanor, and with the savings you get from the containment model. Every other state that's done this, they've had significant reductions in recidivism rate. We actually think it'll be revenue neutral, and there won't be any cost by doing a comprehensive reform and including both of those pieces.
Now, I know you've been spending a lot of time with the Kings, obviously, working on this, and we were just talking in the break about how bittersweet it must be for them. You know, they're focusing on this, but they've lost their daughter.
Right.
And had this been in place then, maybe she would still be here.
And that's what's, you know, I mean, we're parents, like, this is just the absolute worst thing any parent can ever imagine happening. And there's no way, you know, I think that you can ever overcome it or deal with it. But if there's any good to come out of the terrible tragedy, I think it is a comprehensive law change named in honor and in memory of Chelsea that will protect other kids. And there was a great story in the Union Tribune this morning that basically said, you know, this will help protect future generations of children. And if nothing out of the tragedy of Chelsea can come some comfort in knowing something good came.
And so the next steps for this, how many more steps do we have before?
So the legislative process is long. I'm not a terribly patient person, but we have a few more to go. We have Senate Appropriations, the committee, then a vote on the Senate floor, and then it has to come back to the Assembly for a vote we call concurrence, and then on to the governor's desk, and he's indicated he will sign it. So about three more steps before it gets to the governor.